All right, guys. So welcome everyone. We're making this Q&A stream. This is our third or fourth. I don't remember. So yeah, welcome. Do you have any question, guys? Maybe we can help you with something.
Okay, so first question, it just comes into my mind as an artist, like, for example, the higher tier artists, for example, like Martin Garrix or so. What do you need, like, in your team, like the graphic designer or um, booking agent or something like that? Can you tell me like a few peoples that you really need?
All right. So first of all, you need. I mean, it all depends on the structure of your own project, but if you are growing consistently, you need someone that can push your project to another level, so you can focus on making your own music and your own stuff. So maybe the manager, the role of the manager should be the first mate you may need. So this manager can be in charge of artist management, bookings, social media, graphic design, video editing, all that shit. But once your project starts growing even more, you need obviously a graphic designer for making all your designs and that stuff, a social media manager, um, a publisher. That's really important. And then
Who is
publisher is the one is how can I tell you? All right. So once you release a track, right? You can exploit it in several different ways, right? You can exploit it through sales, digital sales, and mechanical reproductions.
Mhm.
Digital sales, you have Beatport, iTunes, uh,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Or also through Spotify, you make some kind of digital sales, not 100% because from Spotify you get like um, royalties and mechanical
Royalties.
royalties. All right, I will explain you. So, the other way of exploiting is through the mechanical reproduction from Spotify's playlist, from synchronization, from radio station streams, from YouTube. All that stuff comes from the mechanical side of the track. Mechanical royalties come from the mechanical reproduction, and mechanical reproduction, it means, so basically public performance and all that stuff. All right. So a publisher is the one who push your track to uh, good radio stations, good YouTube channels.
Uh-huh.
Who also makes synchro. I mean, selling the track to TV series, advertisements, TV ads, TV shows, everything. Uh, so that's the one who works on this side. There are some good companies here in Europe that makes really good job. Also, apart
Can
from
you
that,
can you
sure.
name some companies?
You have Centric.
How
Centric is
it's
from UK. Let me
like
mm, S
CENTR.
S SENTRRIC. Let me send you a link.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe David heard about it. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think the
No,
next
I don't know. I
year.
only, I only fucking, bro. I only work in Spotify. I don't know more than that. I'm
Uh,
dumb when it comes to
Yeah,
fucking
maybe
publishing.
it sounds familiar to you.
I mean, while you're sending the links, there's another thing that also exists, which is a publishing administrator. Um,
Also, yeah.
a publisher, like a publisher, is the responsible to getting opportunities for your track, basically, and a publishing administrator is the one that takes care of collecting the royalties from that publishing. So a publishing administrator that will not give opportunities for your track, but will collect all the money in case you already have a publisher for that track. So
Exactly.
in my case, what I'm doing most of the time is like when we sign the track together with Jayem'S and we sign a track to a label, we ask to the label if they do publishing and if they have good publishing or not. And after that, we decide either if we want to go with the label's publisher or with another publisher. Now, if we want to do another publisher and we have control of our own copyrights and publishing of our track, we also register the track on an administrator. In my case, the one I use is called Song Trust because I had the opportunity to meet them in the US, and they are a really good company as well for collecting royalties. Um, and those guys will basically like go after all the PROs, which are the performing rights organizations that basically are the ones collecting the money in every country. Because what happens, at least in Spain, is that our PRO called Sky is fucking
That's
like
yeah, this is
they
the worst
basically
company, I think.
exactly they essentially steal all the
Hey,
money.
welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello there.
So yeah, the PRO in Spain, they basically steal all the money because I haven't ever gotten a single cent in my entire life from Sky, which is shit, obviously.
They take
So
like a high percentage from
exactly,
but they take even for the sales royalties. So
yeah,
better don't be registered on Sky
it's
here in
yeah,
Spain. It's fucking
it's
crazy.
bad. It's really bad. They even got an article in Music Business Worldwide, which is a website that I recommend you guys subscribe the newsletter on because they basically inform you about all the news in the world about music business. I suggest you really subscribe to the newsletter. It's Music Business Worldwide. It's amazing, and even themselves got an article saying the corruption in Sky. It's
Yeah,
like they're
it's
being kicked
massive.
out. They got kicked out of the PRO European organization. Like they got kicked out because of the corruption. So like yeah, it's pretty bad. So what I usually recommend is to register with an administrator that basically goes after all the PROs in the world. Therefore, you will not get the royalties in your country, but you will get the royalties of all the
From
countries
all
where
over
your
the world.
song gets performed, and they do have contacts with all of them, or more than 50 or 100. I don't even know. There's a lot of PROs, but they will do the job for you, and you just pay once ever in a lifetime. I think like you do like I did like a $90 payment or something like that to join, and then they just do it for me. I have to say they haven't gotten me any royalties yet, but
Give
they,
them some time. Give them some time.
some time they will because it takes a long time for them to cover all the countries.
Yeah,
It
I
really
realize that all the statements that all the companies do is like 90 days, something like that, and then they have they have the accounting period that's like maybe twice a year, and then they have the the statements that the payment statements that they do like 90 days. So you will you will stay like more than half a year waiting for nothing,
yeah.
and that's how it works. Actually, that's how the industry is. I believe we can maybe do some kind of masterclass about royalties and mechanicals in the near future. Maybe it's it's useful for you. We're gonna try to get someone that is really in the PR side for helping you understanding everything. I mean, we know what happens to our artists. We know how these royalties works, but I believe it's better for you that someone that works doing this could explain you how it works, So maybe maybe in September we should make some kind of interview to some guys that work on it. But yeah, we'll see. And yeah,
Okay,
following with the yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And apart from that, because I didn't finish all the team that you may need. So yeah, publisher, obviously, booking agents, you need them. It all depends on how big is your project. So maybe you can have like really local booking agents, like per country, even per continent, something like that. All these big companies have like 5 booking agents, like local here in Europe or in the US or in Asia. So you can imagine there's a lot of people working for one project.
and do you know some agents who would?
I know some of them. I mean, it all depends on every country and every continent, to be honest. For example, in Asia, most of the Asians are the own club managers and the club promoters, that knows like all their local area so good, and they do this booking agents stuff.
Yeah.
But
I got the chance to meet like some agents as well in Boston. That they used to book like Hardwell and Tiesto back in the day when they were about to blow up, and they like 2012, 2011, and they brought all the DJs to the US and made a bunch of money and made EDM what it's today, So these guys are what make the genre big, kind of, because they're the ones responsible for taking artists from one place to the other. But the truth is, there's a lot and a lot and a lot of clubs and a lot of places to play at, but they are business people, so they will not book anybody that cannot sell them like 1,000 tickets, something like that, or
exactly.
depending on the club size. It's like, if you promise me you will fill up 80% of the club, you are welcome here, or I don't know, maybe 20%, or there's some of them that go like, yeah, on Saturdays we already have like 60% covered, so you just need to bring like, I don't know, 2,000 people, and you're like, okay, do I really have a fan base for that, so like,
Exactly.
everything really starts with the music you make, and the fan base you make from it.
Yeah, exactly. Before looking for agents, you better make the networking by yourself and try to create a good connection with the clubs by yourself. Because
Another solution as well is to be a resident, but
yeah, that's
so hard.
and get something in. I mean, and make exchanges. I have this idea of starting like some local parties here in Barcelona for doing some exchanges. Maybe bringing someone from the Netherlands and then sending some of my guys there. Maybe getting someone from Asia, and getting my boys there. That's a good idea that you have to consider also. But better don't take an agent now, because, as Castelo said, they're pure businessmen. I mean, they're gonna get you. I mean, probably 50% of the budget from you. So you have to be like you have to make a lot of money from a show for being able to get a booking agent. So you have to take care with these kind of guys, because they're not so trustable, in my opinion. I mean, I only like to work with some booking agents that I know personally. When David went to Philippines. He went through a booking. Well, it was kind of a booking agent, but basically, it was a guy that knows about all the Philippines scene and knows basically everything. So that's why I trust him, because I met him here in Barcelona, and we've been talking a
Yeah.
lot about all the industry and we create this network. Then I felt good trusting him, because I never been in Philippines. I never know how could they get to the airport, but the guys did it good, right, David? David, are you
Yeah,
here?
it was really easy, honestly. I mean, we and Leo, we had the best driver and shit. It was really fun, honestly. It was really easy, and like they gave us a hotel and shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
Bro, it was insane.
yeah.
I felt like a fucking
Cool.
celebrity, bro. We had like a really good car, and we had a driver, and he treated like he thought that me and Leo were like those asshole celebrities.
Yeah.
So he was
The
like opening
females.
the door for us, and me and Leo were like, yeah, no, don't do that. Like I don't want to feel like that.
But it
Yeah.
was because we met. I mean, I met the booking agent. But if not, man, I would
Yeah.
feel like
Like, I
There's
was
a
so
really,
scared.
really
yeah.
nervous. Yeah,
Like I would not
exactly.
trust like having a visa, like all that shit. I would not trust it without like actually knowing that you know someone there.
There's a lot of scams, guys. Like a lot. I've heard
Yeah,
a lot of stories from people at my college, like speakers that come to talk to us, even like big DJs. That there's a lot of bad people in this business. Like there's a lot of bad
absolutely,
people who just want to like
absolutely.
take stuff from you. So it really is a thing that you can like believe a whole like show and an event and whatever, and you like buy the plane tickets and do all this stuff, and then arrive at the airport, and then like like maybe they take your visa, and then you're stuck in the country.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it
it happened.
could definitely happen. And maybe you have paid even to get there or something. There's people
And,
paying for shows, like to play
but
shows, which is insane. I can't believe that.
it also happens to big DJs as well. Do you
Yeah.
remember, David, when they told us about who was GCM or something like that? She's kind of big here in Europe.
Hmm.
Kinda.
She went to the US and she was scanned by, I think, or something like, I don't remember, to be honest, but even the big DJs have these troubles, so you have to take care about with these booking agents, man. But yeah, definitely, if you find someone that you can really trust, yeah, just let him do his job.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so for now we have publisher, publishing administrator, booking agent. Do we need some more
Oh,
people?
one
Maybe
Yeah,
like
we will
if
need
the
those.
publisher gives you money and you trust, like there's some publishers that also have the administration of the publishing included
Hmm.
in their services.
ah,
Yeah,
So it depends. Like there's some publishers that just like, hey, we're gonna pitch your stuff and we're gonna take this cut, and then you take care of collecting, and then you need the administrator. But there's some others that go like, hey, we pitch it to TVs like radios and all that stuff, and we will give the money to you. So, but you always have to like make sure you're giving them a PayPal link or some kind of thing that relates to your PayPal, like some kind of way for them to pay you.
yeah,
If they don't ask you for that, then you're gonna have to ask them, hey, how can I collect
yeah,
like my
yeah,
mechanicals? Um, so that's the
yeah.
thing. Administrator is
Also,
parentheses, I would say.
yeah. It all depends on every deal, because some publishers also make like give you an amount of money in advance, then they get the recoupable, and then you start getting some mechanical. There's a lot of different deals with that, so better take care with this. Maybe we should. I think it's really important to make a good interview with someone who works in the publishing side, guys. Well, I think we should find someone that could make a good stream. So yeah, we'll bring this guy. All right. So apart from that, you need someone that could be your right hand here. That has to be like your manager or your someone that you really trust. that has to be like on the top of all these people, managing the whole team. Could be, call it manager, best friend, whatever.
Uncle,
Then, eh?
uncle, grandpa.
Whatever. So yeah, also graphic designer. Also, what else? What else? The tour manager. So you need a tour manager
Yeah.
if you are touring.
And what's the difference between booking agent and tour manager?
The agents get you the shows. The tour manager get you the hotel, the transportation, take care about
The
the
route.
rider, also the route. He take care about the rider
But he
and the
always comes
artist.
with you, like like I think
Yeah,
that's the main thing. Like he takes care of you in a way where like
exactly.
Yeah.
He
if
takes
you
basically
go
he
to
takes care
jail,
of
he
you.
bails you. Like he's the one who helps you. It's like if you look at like Mike Williams, he has Jorn, right? Or Jorn, how the fuck you say him? He always
Yeah.
goes with him to every single show. Like Martin Garrix has, who the fuck is he? I forgot his name. You know the guy with the
I
beard.
know what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know it.
that guy. You see them everywhere because they're the tour managers. They just like organize their shit, but they always have to come with them. That's like one of the things. They always have to be there with them. But you
Yeah.
honestly just don't even need a tour manager until you're like until you make enough money to like have a fucking penthouse, then you can have a tour manager.
Yeah.
It
Like you
really
can't
Yeah.
depends
pay
Most
one.
of
that
the
It's so
time,
hard.
they club promoters take care of you. The agents take care of you because they need you for making money. So,
Yeah.
but if you are so big, you can even trust the agents, even they're paid. So yeah, you need a tour manager. You need also a lawyer. What else? A lawyer because of this copyright stuff.
But yeah, all of
Yeah.
that unless you blow up or you like take your years to
A
grow the
PR
fan base.
PR agent, but it
Oh yeah.
depends on any project because maybe you need like freelance PR guys works that work on different newsletter in newspaper in different networks. It all depends on any project, but someone that takes care of PR and marketing. Nothing with this, you have the whole team ready. Yeah, I think so. Guys, am I missing someone?
I don't think so. I think that's a lot. People.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
maybe
lawyer,
10 people.
yeah, and lawyer and PR agent, that's something similar, or?
No, the PR is in charge of press release and sometimes also in charge of marketing. All right. So the press release is basically when you release a track and then it appears on Dancing Astronaut, or in EDM.com.
But
So that's the press release, you know,
the
getting on
PR
networks.
shit. Yeah, sorry, go.
Go ahead, David.
No, I said like just to understand like a better like an example is like I don't know. Do you know the media nanny? She's a girl fucking bitch that works for Martin Garrix's team now, and David Guetta. She's like the biggest PR agent right now in the industry, right? I think. You know her, the PR, the media nanny.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, so you always see her in like David Guetta's it's like episodes on his documentary, also in Martin Garrix's. You always like you see the entire team everywhere basically, so you can literally picture how you want it. But I think like until you make like 4 digits a year at least, you basically just need a friend that can help
Yeah.
you. But you don't pay anyone. You don't like we don't pay anyone because we can't
Yeah,
afford it either.
exactly.
Like we don't make anything, like we basically make nothing of music, so it's not worth it for any
Exactly.
of us.
I know some
Like,
PR guys, freelance, sorry, Alwin, that asked
yeah.
me like 700 euros for making one press release a year. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So basically, you need to get like a lot of money from music for starting investing in this press release, which is not that important right now. for getting good releases and getting good engagement with people. I mean, it's great for getting the verified on the social media, but yeah, you can get some more impact, but you need music first.
Step by step.
I mean, like, I'm extremely lucky that I have one guy who said, okay, you're gonna make me music and I'm gonna pay it. So we are going 50-50 with the every earnings, and he's able to pay me like every fucking people who I need. He paid me like
That's great.
he bought my music,
Mhm.
like my first ever song, for 500 euro, and he paid me like 1 million views
Like
in
a
3 months.
That's
That's great.
insane.
Nice.
Like, and
You had to be careful with these paid services.
he's my friend.
You have no. I mean,
Uh,
not because he's your friend. I mean, you
yeah,
have to take care that it's really organic what you're doing.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
Otherwise, you are fucking your own project. I mean, I've seen like a lot of artists that got millions of streams, but then you see their stats and the algorithm didn't work, the profile playlist didn't work. That's because these fake stats are like killing the own project. So I mean,
yes.
I'm not telling you that don't trust your friend. Trust him 100%. Just
Hmm.
check what you're doing properly. I mean, with
Yeah,
him, you have to take care about the project and where you have to spend the money, because
yes.
basically it will come in return.
That's why I'm asking, because it's not like sort of fake streams or something like that. They are just making like promo in the magazines and stuff like that. So that's why I'm asking. Like, you guys pretty much know about this company, and I don't know anything so far. But I got lucky, so I need to like use it correctly, not like
Yeah, exactly.
rushing.
That's the point. That's the point. And if they tell you that they're gonna make a press release on a network, better check the network.
Yes,
How's the how's the network doing and that shit, because there are a lot of networks. I mean, you can't even imagine how many networks
yeah,
we have right now uh, in the industry. But some of them are like kind of fake, also like fake playlists, and well,
and also
that's
I have
how
like,
this industry is.
yes. Can I have like one more question?
Sure,
It's
sure, go
like
ahead.
Go ahead.
if I want something like social media manager who
Mhm.
take care of my Instagram, do you know some companies like JKLTD meant like some agencies
Mhm.
who can like verify you and make the social campaigns and stuff like that? Do you know some companies like that?
Yeah, well, basically, I know like one, two guys that I'm not that close with them, but in my opinion, JKLTD is the best one. Actually, he worked with some
Yes,
influencers as well. I think he can push your social media to another level. Sorry. And basically, with him, working with him and working with some PR guy, you can get the verified. I mean, you can
hmm,
get both. A strong social media, but also getting impact on the Google and the network, the internet,
yes,
basically. So you will get the verified if you get some impact in all the Google structure.
yes.
That's what you need. Am I right, guys? Am I
So
right?
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, you meant some PR guy. That's like the PR agent.
Yeah. Well, is it called like the same PR agent? But sometimes they are. I mean, PR agent is someone that works for a PR company, but sometimes they are freelance PR agents. So mm, that's why I make like PR agent and PR guy, but it's it's the same basically.
Yes, okay.
But just for making a distinction, between them. But yeah, basically they are PR agents. Oh, Wildwin is moving.
I'm just looking for water.
All right.
Yeah, I like, by the way, that he's wearing
Yes.
the T-shirt.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fucking great, bro.
Oh shit.
Also, Akial, do you have any question here? You can type it if you want or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think the chat is main, right?
Yeah, maybe. Well, he's not typing, so. All right.
What the hell?
Let's move with the second part of this Q&A. Once Alwyn finish.
Do you know what is this shit?
Is it a watermelon or what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just found it
it's
in the
a-
fridge.
It's a yellow watermelon.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Strange tree,
Alright.
strange things grow in the fridge.
Strange fruit.
Absolutely. So, yes, as it's gonna be recorded, we'd like to go a bit further. We've been realizing that most of you guys don't the break
For the picture.
so good. So I think maybe we have to help you with that, because sometimes, I mean, I'm not talking about you especially, but sometimes we receive some demos that have like massive bangers, massive drops, absolutely amazing, but the breaks is like shit. They kill the fucking track, So I'd like to ask you if you have any track that you really like to break.
Break.
In my opinion,
I have. Wait, it's called. It's the new track from Lucas and Steve. It's called Letters.
David, can you set up
Yeah.
the robots?
Do you want me to play that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play.
Okay, sick. This one?
Yes.
Met you by the ocean near the stand. We got our alcohol. 2 shots and a beer was just enough to get us drunk.
You guys can skip it. You know how it's run, yeah? You can skip if you want.
We were trying to change the
No, it's fine,
world, but do memories ever die? Do our memories ever die? I wrote you letters to remember the summer days, no lonely nights, the time I used to call you mine. Now every cold December, I think about the way you dressed. I wish I took a photograph, but I know these memories never die. Yeah, now I know our memories never die. Dancing to the radio, listening to our favorite songs, singing along all the lyrics to all summer long. No responsibilities, just running wild on empty streets. And if you ask me, then I say it's the best it ever was. But do memories ever die? Do our our memories ever die? I wrote you letters to remember the summer days, no lonely nights, the time I used to call you mine. Now every cold December, I think about the way you dressed. I wish I took a photograph, but I know these memories never die. Yeah, now I know our memories never die.
Can you stop it, Dave?
Yeah, you can do it next time. I'll do it.
I wrote you letters to remember.
Right. Where can I in the main one?
You can put it wherever you want. Just put exclamation mark play and the song, the link.
Yeah, that break was really good, guys. What do
It was mainstream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's easier to do mainstream breaks. Not gonna lie. Like that type of stuff is so much easier than working on a fucking bass house break.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, there's very simple reason why that happens, and it's that the focus of the song in this case it's not that much of the drop, but the break. So the
Yes.
fact that this is a songwriter country song, essentially, it means that it was born like this song. You can hear it. It was born out of a guy playing with his guitar. It's basically a song that tends to be sang its way. These tracks that basically are composed from the beginning and then produced always have a better break because the composition is what drives of the track.
Sure.
There's a lot of like music fucking, how do you call it, like it's way easier to do this stuff because it follows certain steps in a way, if you get me.
Mhm.
Like composition steps, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Use like bass house shit
Absolutely.
like a drop beat. There's no actual like rule to how the fuck you do
Yeah.
it, you know? But with this
Exactly.
you can see that he probably put out the first two notes and he already knew how it was gonna end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like to show you one from Jayem'S Mgmt. It's
Yeah.
kind of future bass, bit funky. So you're hearing it, guys?
Keep pushing on, things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on pushing to the top, 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 to the top. Keep on pushing to the top, to the top, to the top, keep on pushing to the top, to the top, to the top, keep on pushing to the top. Keep pushing on, things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on pushing to the top. Keep on pushing to the
All right.
Oh yes, funky,
mean,
funky, funky.
Super
the
dope
That's
track.
so
like,
funky.
I would say one thing right away. It's
Yeah.
like the thing is with this one is that it's so like the vocal leads the entire song, so like
Mhm.
it's so easy to do. Like not easy, but I would say it's like it's a technique to use so that
Mhm.
like to make good breaks, like you just like use the vocal everywhere basically, like chopping it
Mhm.
up and stuff like that. But like if you don't use the vocal that much, it's like I would say just it's like a technique to make the break way better, is because he uses
Mhm.
the entire um I think he used the entire vocal, right? I think
Yeah,
so, right?
yeah.
But,
Yeah, I
but
I
think he did.
think
do you think this track would work good as well if Fedor and Mark Benjamin wouldn't use the vocals on the break?
No, I don't think so. I think
not
I
at
mean
all.
it could. I don't know. It's because it's the lead up of the vocal like builds up the drop as well and makes the drop so much stronger just because of
Mhm.
how much the vocal was used in the build up. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. It kind
Still,
of
there's another component as well. I get Joan's point. I think it would actually work well as well. Not as well, but it would work well without it, just because of one reason, and is that everything in this track follows the exact same rhythmic pattern, which is pa 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 ta 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 ta. It's all the time drop and breaks follows the exact same pattern, and that's something that um, I understand also your point, David, that with a vocal it's easier, and that's kind of true. But I think that there's a bigger technique, you can call it here, which is not even a technique. I would say it's like making a track memorable, and that is essentially having an idea that is so consistent in every part of the track that it just makes it good because it ties up everything. It's like when you buy a product on Amazon, like everything is perfectly well like packed, and like depending on the company, right? Or let's say Apple. When you buy an Apple product, um, everything is like it fits perfectly with everything, color wise, design wise, every little, the pack opening experience is great, and that's amazing because everything is consistent with all of the parts. And I think when making music, I think it's especially in EDM. That's my view. There's a lot of ways of seeing it, but in my view, it's about making the track consistent from the beginning to the end. And by consistent, I mean that there's no element that is there just to be there. You know what I mean? If there's something that appears, one sound, one break, one whatever, something that appears in one part, it has to be there for a reason, maybe because it has been before or because it will be in the future. But that's what makes tracks, I think, memorable. It can be melody wise, rhythm wise, element wise, but I think that all of the tracks we've heard as of now, they have some kind of repetition, and repetition makes consistency. um, but that's my view
I mean,
as far as breaks go.
the question I made it was
Amen.
because uh, how I feel the breaks is part of the track that creates the atmosphere between the two drops. I asked that if
Hmm.
without vocals, because I think this track creates a good atmosphere by itself. You know,
Hmm.
that's how I think the good breaks work. In a track because they create this atmosphere.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know,
curious
guys.
to think like what Sick thinks about it as well. Making
Yeah,
magic.
Yeah.
yeah. I consider a track like a whole story. Like so. A break is essentially like it depends on the genre, but in EDM it's like a tool to connect the one drop with another, and yeah, as you said, it should be like consistent, in my opinion, to like like have certain elements, like maybe from the drop till in the break too, so it sounds like one song, and maybe like to build tension. That's I think the main purpose to of the breaks. That's how I feel. I like to tell a story, you know.
Like I do agree that when you said it, like it would work by itself and it still would be a great track. But what I meant is like the vocal is like it changes the like the vibe, not vibe. I would say like how hard it hits. Like for
Yeah.
me at least, like the it just makes the build up for me like the build up. So I meant it in a way where the break is by itself like amazing, right? Because of
Hmm.
the rhythmic melody. But what I was talking about more is like the vocal itself like helped so much because it's such a good it is a good vocal. Like the chops are really good as well to the
Hmm.
point where it can like help the track in the drop even though by just like building it up with the vocals in the beginning. Like that's what I meant basically when I said that.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. Um. Yeah. So, any other questions?
Yeah, so basically it was something that I wanted to talk about, maybe help you for your next track. So
I think
Yeah.
maybe it's a good point to discuss.
yeah, I think what like a lot of like the producers we have in our group, in our family, like what they lack with is like the breaks, as you said. But I think they lack, um, like understanding how to make the breaks in a way because I think that
Maybe,
like
yeah.
I think they lack the creativity when it comes down to like putting what's in their head on the project. I know that like
Mhm.
for I know a lot of people here that are capable of doing it. Like they have the creativity. Like I hear them hum the
True.
melodies and they're good melodies, but they just don't know how to put them on the keys. You know, it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and it takes a long
Mhm.
time to progress with. So I think it's just like about just like trying and failing basically with the breaks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will have shit breaks. Like I think all of us are victims of that. Like we all have shit breaks in some tracks. Like I have shit in like I have a
Yeah.
lot of like times where my break is shit, but it's because sometimes you just cannot find the perfect fit to what you already have. So for example, if you start a drop, you don't know how to make the perfect break for it. I think it's like everyone suffers from that at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, it's what you have to do is just try and error. It's always gonna be you're gonna fail and then you're gonna make it work.
To be honest, guys, I like all of your tricks. So it's just your view. When we are producers, like we see the stuff different. So when I, for example, ask my friend if he likes my song, he said, "Wow, it's totally banger," and I hear like it's totally shit. Like I think guys, your breaks
Also, it's
are
about taste.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about taste, but when you are a driver, for example, lorry driver, you other people are like are hating lorry drivers because they are big, they are on the road, all over the road, and but lorry driver sees it from his perspective. So I don't think your brakes are bad or you don't know how to, for example, put them, but they are good. But for people who are listening, because basically you're listening like professionally, not with fun. How would I say that?
You also have to look at a lot of mainstream because
Yes,
when you look at mainstream, the top 50 artists probably all have good breaks. Like there's not a song that is charting now probably that doesn't have a good break
Yeah.
mm,
because of like how much like it's a lot about the composition in the mainstream area right now. Like
yes,
genuinely all of it right now is about like you can predict the entire song basically. That's not a bad thing. All I'm saying is that
yes.
the break is made in a way where you know what's happening. It's like you
Mhm.
already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the balance, like the real thing, is finding that balance of
Yeah,
like
for sure.
predictability and breaking stuff. Like the letter song, it's a nice song, but again, it's super predictable. Like David, you were so right. It was like I heard the first five notes and just knowing, like having listened to
You
EDM for
imagine
like
the whole
10 years,
track. You imagine the
you already
right.
see everything, and they don't surprise you. But I understand again, there is there is a
Work.
component. Exactly, there's a
Bro,
component of business there,
but
obviously.
let me tell you something. The thing is, we are the only people. Like, there's just such a small amount of people. Like, even Joran as a manager, he can see it, right? But it's not about like it's
Mhm.
him about having a good earring here. But there's so many people I bet 99% of the like the population of the world cannot hear what we hear.